Very good afternoon to all the parents and all the participants on this Sunday Parent Support Program of Adibharat Kids. Today we are going to talk about uh, a topic which has been of late has gained a lot of attention among preschoolers, among preschool experts, among parents, among preschool teachers. So today we'll be talking about, is my kid emotionally regulated? Social and emotional skill is one of the skill that we parents, teachers are trying to build up in our kids in the pre-primary school segment, and this is considered to be one of the most important skill among children. As we all know, the emotions could be positive emotion or emotion could be negative emotions. The positive emotions like happy, joyful, these are very good positive emotions, and if the child has such skills, then the life journey would be very strong and effective. On the other hand, if we look to the negative aspect of the emotional behavior, it could be irritated, it could be angry. So these are the various negative emotions that our children they exhibit due to multiple reasons. So we'll be talking about this emotional outburst of our children and how we can regulate those things so that we make our children much more effective while they go further in their life. So let me start this session with an event. So this event is all about Samir and Arya. Samir, the father, and Arya, the 5 years old son of Mr. Samir. It was a pleasant summer evening. Samir, along with his 5-year-old son Arya, went out for shopping. They planned to buy a gift for Arya's friend's birthday. Samir and Arya got into a gift store, and they bought a nice doll as the birthday gift for Arya's friend. While Samir was making the payment and requesting the salesperson to wrap the doll as a gift pack, Arya was moving around the store and picked up a very expensive electronic gadget. And Arya was looking happy to have the gadget and approached to his daddy that to have that immediately, that the electronic gadget that Arya was picked up from the store, he thought to take this gadget to home. Samir was a bit confused and surprised when he realized that Arya was quite adamant, even after the soft denial of Samir to buy this electronic gadget. When Samir denied, then Arya started shouting and throwing items in the store here and there, and this made Samir's situation in the store quite awkward, and he exited the store by forcibly taking his son Arya. And this was a really awkward situation for Samir, and he was thinking again and again what made his son Arya to behave such in that store. So does this situation happens with us? So most of us do experience a situation while we raise our kid with utmost care. Many kids exhibit extreme emotion in many occasions like Arya that we discussed right now. It is not surprising that many kids show such emotional outburst. But what is really surprising that as parents, if we do not take this matter seriously and make necessary amendments through emotional regulations, then as we discussed in our previous discussions, that it may change as a habitual behavior of our child and which may create problems to our children. So Emotion, this is a part of emotional outburst as we know. And as I also said, social and emotional skill is one of the major skill that needs to be developed among children in the preschool years. So emotion is defined as a strong and very remarkable feeling that is resulted from a situation, circumstance, or one's mood, or sometimes the type of relationship we create with others. So when emotion is defined like this, then emotion is in the child is basically developed continuously with accumulation of more social behavior and social experiences that we bring to our children. Before full-fledged development of a negative emotion, the child exhibits some unwanted negative behavior which present in much before such kind of outburst of some negative behavior. So as parents, we must keep an eye to our children and their behavior in order to have a control or regulation on the negative emotions. So what we need to do, as I said, as the today's lecture or today's webinar, we thought we'll just do a small exercise and a test for all of the parents listening to this webinar. This test is definitely give us some kind of understanding that we understand before such negative emotional outburst happens to our kid. So let's do a small test, and this test is all about our daily observation of our kid. And what I'm going to do, I'll present you 10 situations in this test or experiment, whatever you may call it. And these 10 situations are related to the regular behavior of your child. And for each situation, you have to identify if such behavior of the child is happening always, or is it happening most of the times, or is it happening sometimes, or is it happening very rarely, once or twice in a month sometimes, or it never happens. So for that purpose, you need to have a very quickly a paper and a pen so that you can note down, and doing this test will be much easier for you. Now if I understand and you understand what to do for the test, you have to note down the frequency of the behavior that I am going to tell you, how often such behavior is happening with your kid. So for that purpose, you have to keep a notepad and a pen with you. Correct? I'll be telling you some situation, and you have to tell if such situations are happening always with your kid, most of the times, sometimes, rarely, or never. So are you ready to go ahead? Perfect. So you just keep your notepad and pen ready, and based on situation one, you can just put whether it's always, sometimes, most of the times, never, or rarely. Okay, so let's go to situation one. Situation one is your kid is lying to alter your perception about a situation or circumstance. मैं उसका हिंदी में एक बार बोल देता हूं so that आपको समझ में आ जाए. कभी कभी ये होता है, हमारा बच्चा हमसे झूठ बोलता है कोई सिचुएशन को चेंज करने के लिए. जैसे मैं एक एग्जांपल दे दूं कि किसने बर्तन था, कांच का बर्तन घर में उसके बच्चे के हाथ से गिर के टूट गया. टूटने के बाद आप पेरेंट्स के हिसाब से आप जब पूछते हो बच्चों को कि किसने तोड़ा, तो बच्चों ने क्या बोला कि झूठ बोलता है कि मैंने नहीं तोड़ा, उसने दूसरे आके घर का कोई दूसरे काम कर रहा है, कि उसका छोटा भाई या घर का कोई पेट हो, उसने गिरा के तोड़ दिया. इसका मतलब क्या है कि बच्चों ने आपसे झूठ बोला आपका परसेप्शन चेंज करने के लिए. ये सिचुएशन बच्चों के साथ होता है कि आपके घर में अगर इस तरीके के सिचुएशन होता है कि बच्चे झूठ बोलते हैं, whether it is happening always, हमेशा होता है, हमेशा झूठ बोलता है बच्चा कोई सिचुएशन को चेंज करने के लिए, आपका दिमाग में जो सोच है उसको चेंज करने के लिए. Most of the times the child does it, sometimes the child does it, rarely the child does it, or child never does it. Just put situation one and in front of that you put either one of these five, whether always, most of the times, sometimes, rarely or never. आई थिंक ये सबको समझ में आ गया होगा. प्लीज अकॉर्डिंगली आपका सिचुएशन 1 के सामने लिख दीजिए, आपके बच्चों के सामने ये बिहेवियर किस तरीके से होता है, बच्चों का बिहेवियर किस तरीके से होता है. देन अगर ये आप लिख दिए होंगे, देन विल मूव टू द सिचुएशन 2. सिचुएशन 2 टॉक्स अबाउट योर किड इज स्टीलिंग आइटम्स लाइक पेन, पेंसिल, टॉय, चॉकलेट फ्रॉम द पियर्स. पियर्स मीन्स फ्रॉम द फ्रेंड्स. इसको फिर हिंदी में मैं बोल देता हूँ सो दैट आपको आसान होगा उसको मार्किंग करने के लिए. आपका बच्चा कभी कभी ये आदत से होता है, और हमें देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे बच्चों में ये आदत होता रहता है. मैं ये नहीं बोलता हूँ ये अच्छा है बुरा है, बट ये आदत सा पड़ जाता है कि बच्चे दूसरों का कोई पेन उठा लाया, अपना स्कूल में जाता होगा कि बैग में दूसरे का पेन अच्छा लगा, उसको पेन अपने बैग में डाल दिया, या पेंसिल डाल दिया, या किसने किसका चॉकलेट चुरा के अपना बैग में डाल दिया. ये होता है कि आपके बच्चों के साथ अगर सेम हमारे पास 5 ऑप्शन है, अगर ये होता है, बहुत बार होता है, ऑलवेज बच्चा ये करता है, या मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स द चाइल्ड डज इट, बहुत कम टाइम में समटाइम्स द चाइल्ड डज इट, और वेरी रेयरली द चाइल्ड डज इट. रेयरली मींस कभी कभार ऐसे हुआ, लास्ट 1 साल में 2-3 बार ऐसे पता चला कि चाइल्ड इज डूइंग दिस काइंड ऑफ स्टडी, और कभी भी किया नहीं. आपका जो एक्सपीरियंस है बच्चों को बिहेवियर लेके लास्ट में भी 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल में आपको जैसे लगता है उस हिसाब से सिचुएशन 2 लिखिए, एंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ दैट यू राइट व्हाट इज द स्टेटस ऑफ योर चाइल्ड, whether your child is doing always, your child is doing most of the time, your child is doing sometimes, your child is doing rarely or never. आपने होप करता हूँ आप लिख दिए होंगे. प्लीज लिख लीजिए, क्योंकि उसके आगे हम जो टेस्ट का जो रिजल्ट हम निकालेंगे उस हिसाब से निकालेंगे, जो आपका बच्चों के बारे में एक अच्छा सा इंफॉर्मेशन आपको देता है. Then let's go to situation number 3. Situation 3 tells your kid is doing something without informing you, which he or she should have informed, like going out to play, taking your mobile to play, playing with your personal belongings like book or laptop. इसका मतलब मैं फिर आपको रिपीट करता हूँ. आपका बच्चा जो कभी कभी क्या होता है, आपको बिना इन्फॉर्म किए हुए, आपको बिना बताए हुए आपका कोई भी सामान या कोई भी चीजें अपना साथ लेके उसको इस्तेमाल करता है. हो सकता है आपका लैपटॉप ले लिया, आपको बिना बताए हुए आपका लैपटॉप ले लिया, बिना बताए हुए आपका मोबाइल फोन लेके खेल रहा है, बिना बताए हुए बाहर चला गया खेलने के लिए. ये होता है कि आपके बच्चों के साथ. तो उस हिसाब से हमारा 5 ऑप्शन है. अगर ये हमेशा बच्चों के हमेशा होता है, आपका बच्चा हमेशा करता है, देन विल जस्ट पुट ऑलवेज. अगर बहुत टाइम पे होता है, ऑलवेज तो हमेशा तो नहीं होता है, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ये करता रहता है, तो देन विल पुट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स अगेंस्ट आवर सिचुएशन 3. कभी कभार करता है समटाइम्स, देन विल पुट समटाइम्स. अगर बहुत लास्ट 1-2 साल में 1-2 बार किया होगा, दैट इज नोन एज रेयरली, देन यू पुट रेयरली. और कभी भी ऐसे बिहेवियर किया नहीं बच्चा आपने इस तरीके के सिचुएशन में, देन यू पुट नेवर. मतलब कभी भी कोई भी चीज करता है, आपको बताता है, आपका सामान लेता है, कहीं जाता है, आपको बोल के जाता है, अगर ये सिचुएशन है आप नेवर करिए, मतलब ऐसे बिना बताए हुए कुछ भी नहीं करता है. So this is about situation 3. Then we'll move to situation 4. Situation 4 talks about your kid is acting for excuse, like telling stomachache at school time, complaining of headache to avoid evening studies, etc. मैं उसको फिर दोहराता हूँ. जब बच्चे कोई इंपॉर्टेंट काम करने का होता है, इंपॉर्टेंट रूटीन काम करने का होता है, उस टाइम पे बहुत सारा एक्सक्यूज देता है. जैसे स्कूल टाइम जाने के टाइम पे मेरा पेट में दर्द होता है, शाम को आप जो बताते हो चलो पढ़ाई करते, बोलता है नहीं मेरा सर दुखता है, मुझे नींद आ रहा है, तो उस तरीके से एक्सक्यूजेस बच्चा देता है. अगर ये बिहेवियर होता है, उस हिसाब से आप सिचुएशन 4 के सामने हमने 5 ऑप्शन है. हो सकता है बच्चा हमेशा ये करता हो, देन आप ऑलवेज लिखिए उस टाइम सिचुएशन 4 के सामने. इफ द चाइल्ड इज डूइंग मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, always नहीं करता है, but most of the time is doing that, you put most of the time against situation 4. Then sometimes कभी कभार ये कर लेता है, then you put sometimes. And हो सकता है the child has done once or twice in last few months, then you put rarely, कभी कभार करता है, अभी तक कभी किया नहीं this kind of behavior, then you have to put never against situation 4. I am sure you are understanding all these things. Accordingly, you just put your options like this. Then let's go to situation number 5. Situation 5 talks about your kid is impatience for having something like having an ice cream, going to play, having electronic gadgets to play, etc. आप जब बच्चों को कुछ देने के लिए कोशिश करते हो, वहां पे बच्चे बहुत इम्पेशेंस होते हैं, मतलब उसको इमीडिएटली चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए करके इम्पेशेंस होने का बिहेवियर, मतलब बहुत चिल्लम चिल्ली करते हैं कि नहीं मुझे चाहिए, आई वांट दिस इमीडिएटली, जस्ट गिव मी एज सून एज पॉसिबल. So this is called as impatience behavior. So whether your child is showing some impatience behavior while his or her favorite things are about to come. So similarly, we have 5 options. If the child is doing always, the child is impatient, put always against situation number 5. And if the child is doing most of the times, put most of the times. If you feel child is doing sometimes child is showing impatience for this, then you put sometimes. And if the child is doing this kind of impatient rarely, you put rarely. And if child never does such kind of impatience behavior, then you put never in front of situation 5. Then going further, our situation 6 talks about your child is facing difficulties in concentration, like playing with your doll for more than 2 to 3 minutes, etc. So similarly, we have such 5 options for you. If your child is always having difficulties in concentration in studies or playing with dolls, you just write always against situation 6. If you feel most of the times your child is having difficulties in concentration, put most of the times. If you feel sometimes, not always or some most of the times, but sometimes, you put sometimes against situation 6. If you feel once or twice you have realized your child have difficulties in concentration, you put rarely. And if you feel never it has happened or your child is having difficulties in concentration either in studies or playing, then you put never against situation number 6. Then going further, situation 7, your kid prefers to stay isolated from friends. That means your बच्चा दूसरों के साथ खेलना पसंद नहीं करता है, अकेला अकेला रहना पसंद करता है, and not at all showing interest to play in coordination with other children of his or her age. And if this behavior happens, then it could be happening always, it could be happening most of the times, it could be happening sometimes, it could be happening rarely, or it could be happening never. So whatever is the situation related to your kids' behavior, while the preference of playing with other comes, accordingly you can just put this selection for the situation number 7. If your child always prefers to stay alone, then put always. If your child is never remain isolated, always look forward to play with friends, you can put never. So the situation number is there. So going to situation number 8. Situation number 8 talks about your kid lacks high enthusiasm and interest for studies like spending time with alphabet book or rhyme book. If your child is lacking enthusiasm, means he doesn't have too much enthusiasm or interest that to spend with the book. ऐसे नहीं बोलता है कि पापा मुझे बुक्स दीजिए, मम्मी मुझे बुक्स दीजिए, मुझे देखना है, मुझे पढ़ना है. That is called enthusiasm. अगर ये enthusiasm lacks, मतलब कभी दिखाता नहीं enthusiasm. अगर enthusiasm कभी दिखाता नहीं, अगर हमेशा उसके साथ प्रॉब्लम होता है कि कभी वो पढ़ाई के लिए इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाता है, उसका enthusiasm नहीं रहता है, तो आप always में टिक करिए. अगर हमेशा उसका enthusiasm कम रहता है, he feels tired, उसको इच्छा नहीं होता है ये सब बुक्स और पढ़ाई में करने के लिए, then most of the times, then put most of the times. और कभी कभार ये मतलब बोलता है नहीं मुझे पढ़ाई नहीं करना है, इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाता है, देन समटाइम्स, और कभी कभार वो बोलता है नहीं मुझे पढ़ना नहीं है। अगर दैट इज द सिचुएशन, आप रेयरली में टिक करिए। अगर कभी भी बोलता नहीं नहीं मुझे पढ़ना नहीं है, हमेशा बोलता है नहीं मुझे पढ़ना है, बुक्स लेकर हमेशा बैठता है, बुक्स के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करता है, देन यू पुट नेवर इन द in situation 8. Now situation 9. Situation 9 talks about your kid lacks high enthusiasm and interest in eating. जब खाने की टाइम आता है वो हमेशा इंटरेस्ट नहीं शो करता है, मतलब खाने के लिए बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाता है। अगर हमेशा खाने के लिए प्रॉब्लम्स करता है, खाना नहीं खाता है, देन यू पुट ऑलवेज, क्योंकि खाना हमेशा, ये हम उल्टा चल रहे हैं, ये जो मार्किंग कर रहे हैं, तो उस हिसाब से अगर खाना नहीं खाता है और खाने को लेके कभी भी एंथुसियाज्म नहीं रहता है तो आप ऑलवेज लगाइए। अगर बहुत टाइम, मैक्सिमम टाइम, कभी कभार खा लेता है बट मैक्सिमम टाइम खाने को लेके परेशान करता है, इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाता है, देन यू पुट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स। अगर कभी कभार वो ही इज हैविंग प्रॉब्लम इन ईटिंग, देन यू पुट समटाइम्स। अगर बहुत ही कम टाइम पे वो प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट करता है, देन रेयरली। अगर खाने को लेके कभी भी उसका प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, देन यू पुट नेवर। टू सिचुएशन 9. Then we go to the last situation, that is situation 10. Situation 10 talks about your kid is unhappy to share his or her toys, chocolates or books with others. Meaning वो अपना बुक्स, अपना जो बिलोंगिंग्स होता है, he is unhappy to share with others. कभी दूसरों को देने में उसको बहुत दुख होता है और देता है नहीं, कभी अपना शेयर कभी भी नहीं करता है। अगर ये हमेशा करता है, ऑलवेज, कभी भी अपना सामान, अपना बिलोंगिंग्स दूसरों को देने में दुख होता है उसको और उसको गुस्सा करता है, देन पुट ऑलवेज। कभी कभार वो गुस्सा करता, मींस मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स इज अनहैप्पी फॉर शेयरिंग हिज बुक्स एंड टॉयज, then put most of the times. If sometimes he does that, he is showing unhappiness or irritated in sharing his belongings to others, then put sometimes. If very rarely, once or twice he has shown unhappiness in his face while sharing his things to others, then put rarely. And he never ever shows unhappiness while sharing his things to others, then you put never. I hope you have completed the marking or the selection for all the 10 situations. Now we are ready to calculate the score. Okay. Now how we are going to calculate? Now, as you said, for the all 10 situations, you must be having like always, most of the times, sometimes, rarely, or never. Correct? Now what you need to do, just you may be having a list in your notepad and pen. Now count all the always, how many always you find in your notebook. Out of 10, how many times you have written always. Just count that always, write it here and multiply that to 5. If you have got 3 always out of 10, then 3 multiplied by 5, you have to write 15. Okay? So count your always, number of always you have written, टोटल नंबर ऑफ ऑलवेज आप जितना बार लिखे हुए हो, जितना बार लिखे हो उसको यहाँ पे लिखिए और उसको 5 में मल्टीप्लाई करके जितना स्कोर हुआ वहां पे लिख दीजिए। देन दूसरा जो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स, कितना बार आपने मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स लिखे, आउट ऑफ द 10 सिचुएशन हमने डिस्कशन किए, 10 सिचुएशंस में कितना सिचुएशन में आपने मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स लिखे हुए हैं, तो उसको काउंट करिए एंड राइट इट हियर एंड उसको 4 में मल्टीप्लाई कर लीजिए, देन जितना हुआ वहां पे स्कोर लिख दीजिए। अगर 10 में से 3 बार आया आपका मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स, 3 into 4, then it will be 12. Then similarly sometimes आपका जो जितना आपने मार्क किए थे उसमें समटाइम्स कितना बार है उसको काउंट करिए, काउंट करने के बाद उसको लिखिए इधर, और जितना नंबर उसमें आपका लिस्ट में है समटाइम्स के एग्नेस्ट में, उसको 3 में मल्टीप्लाई करिए, then you write the answer over here. Similarly, go for the, now count all the rarely, out of 10 how many rarely you have put, then this number multiplied by 2, you write the answer over here, and count all the never from the list. Now you multiply that to 1 and write the answer here. Once you have, now you have total 5 scores based on the total number of always, total number of most of the times, total number of sometimes, total number of rarely and never. Based on that, you multiply with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 respectively, and whatever result you are getting, write down. And once you get the results, then add all the results. Total multiplication के बाद whatever you have got finally in the question mark boxes, whatever numbers you have got in the question mark numbers, then add all these 5 numbers, you will be getting the total score. I hope you have done, and if you have not done, very quickly do that, so that we'll just move further to interpret the score. Are you ready with the total score? I am sure you must have done this score. If not done, then maybe you can just do it later based on the interpretation. Then if you are not ready, then very quickly do it, so that we'll go to the interpretation part. Now we are ready to interpret the score. What does this numbers, the total score that we have got from these 10 situations, what does this score tell us? Now, if your score, the adding all the total scores, your score is less than 20, okay, some may be getting 15, 16, 14, 15, whatever score you get, because total score varies from 10 to 50. And if your score is less than 20, then it shows your kid's behavior is absolutely perfect and likely to have a very strong positive emotion. Okay, so anytime, any kind of situation that happen, your child will be exhibiting fantastic positive emotion. Like your child will be always happy, your child will be showing always enthusiasm, your child will be super ecstatic to do things. So it is a kind of dream situation for each and every parent that their child should exhibit this situation. And if your score is less than 20, you must be very, very proud for parent that your child is really emotionally well trained to lead a fantastic life, and he will be a center of attraction in many forums. Then if you are getting a score of 20 to 35 for your child for all the 10 behaviors and the scoring mechanism, then your kid's behavior may lead to moderately negative emotions. As we discussed in the beginning, negative emotions could be irritation, negative emotions could be angry, negative emotions could be jealousy. So these kind of negative emotions, there could be chance your child may sleep and exhibit negative emotions while he will grow old. So we have to be very, very careful if we are getting a score between 20 to 35. Then if our score for our child is more than 35, then your kid's behavior would definitely lead to a very strong negative emotion, that's its a regulation. If it is 35 and above the score, we have to be very, very careful. At this point of time, we have to take care of all the situation so that we can take necessary action, necessary modifications in the behavioral change of our child, so that all the negative emotions for every small event, the child will be showing angry, the small event child will be throwing things here and there. So these kind of negative emotions are very likely to happen to our child if the score is more than 35. So we have to be very, very careful for that. Now, what is that we need to do? Now we have done some test. Now based on the test, we have got a score, and this score is now telling us where our child is standing as far as this emotional things or emotional skill of the child is concerned. Now, if the score is bit more meaning if it is 35 and above, definitely yes. If it is around 25 and more, definitely we have to regulate the emotion of our child. Regulate meaning either as a parent we have to check this, or as a teacher in the preschool we have to make sure those children has to be taken a kind of special attention to regulation of their emotions, so that in future this negative emotion cannot be a habitual emotional outburst. So what we need to do as a strategies of emotional regulation. Now, number one strategy is that all the 10 situations that we have discussed in this meeting, identify these situations if it is happening with your child. So if we can identify such behavior of our child, sometimes we may not be, showing bit, cautious about, taking care of such behavior. But definitely, if we are not acting on those behaviors, all the 10 situations that we discussed, then it will lead to very, very negative emotion. And emotional outburst is bound to happen. Please take it in writing. It is bound to happen. That's what research is talking about. This is one thing that in the beginning we can give a check and we can work on them. It's very easy. You can, all the 10 situations, it's available in this particular article is available in kids packet of Eduvaret Kids Adi app. So that you can just check and take a note, and anytime you can refer. And it's easy also. All the things that teachers do, it's very easy to correct those things if the child is below 6 years of age. Then going to the second strategy something we call emotion thermometer. So introducing, if the child has already behavior of the again and again the child is doing, by the time it is converted into a negative emotion, if this emotion is already present in the child, then we may do a emotion thermometer technique. So what is emotion thermometer technique? This technique is basically what you can see on your screen, right hand side, from below to top. You can see below one with green symbol, it is showing a positive emotion. And once you go up, up, up in the ladder, you can see the emotion is getting negative. On the top, you can see there's a red face, means the child is too angry. That shows a kind of very, very negative emotion. When a child is exhibiting such emotion, then you can take the child and make the child stand under that color. And you can show the emoji to the child, how do you look? The moment you show the emoji to the child, no child would like to see his or her face in a very, very negative emotional face. Correct? The moment we are making the child aware about his or her emotion, then it helps the child to understand the self emotion, and the regulation happens there itself. Then we say, you are not looking very good with this behavior, and how do you want to look like? Then the child will definitely say, I'll be looking like a very smiley face. Then if that is the case, if you want to come under this green box, you have to smile. Then the child, then this kind of thing, if we do again and again, we are very much able to do the regulation in our child from a negative emotion towards a positive emotion. The third strategy, which is known as parental regulation of emotion, as you know that the children are the carbon copies of us parents. If the child is showing a very, very negative emotion, that means the child is very frequently exposed to such emotions at home or at school, either from the parents or from the teachers. Because without that, such kind of behavior would never happen very often with the children. So unconsciously, unaware, if we are exhibiting some kind of negative emotion in front of our children, we have to take a note of that, and we have to be very much aware that we have to limit, and we have to control, and we have to regulate our own emotion to make sure the child is not a victim of such negative emotion which is transmitting from parents to child. So this is the third strategy of regulation of emotion for the children who are basically below 6 years of age. So note down these three strategies. One is identifying this behavior in the early stage, all the 10 things. Second is introduction of this emotional thermometer, what you can see on the screen itself, and I explained this. And third one is the parental regulation of various emotion, which will reduce the transmission of negative emotion from parents to child. With this, we can definitely do a better child. We can build a better emotion in our children. And as you know, Eduvaret Kids has been doing a lot of research in making such kind of correction in emotional behavioral pattern. Then you can get in touch with the school who are providing you ID supported various syllabus books, app and other techniques to you. Or otherwise, if you want to directly connected with us, you can write to us at kids.eduvarate@gmail.com, or you can call us at 91689240064. So thank you very much for your patient hearing. And now I'll be receiving some of the